Guys, my name is Agent Psycho, and this time we're going to bring you guys the 62nd chapter. Let me make sure that's the 62nd chapter, because I believe the super short was 61. Yes, it is. So yeah, this is going to be chapter number 62 of the Exploring the Arsenal series, featuring me, Agent Psycho, aka Toast number 98. And this time, just like the previous chapter, this is also going to be a very short chapter, and that it only features one gun, the Walther P38 pistol. And just like the Luger P08 pistol, it is also, I believe, another German-made pistol. So yeah, and again, it is a Nazi pistol. Facts are facts. Anyways, so yeah, the Walther P38 pistol and the Luger P08 pistol were released together in the same update, I believe. When was it released? Well, Common Arms Wiki doesn't say that, but anyways, I believe they were released together, and I like to compare them to each other in that the Walther P38 is kind of like the more spammable version of the Luger P08, in that you know, the Walther P38, while it's weaker, it fires faster. However, the Luger, even though it doesn't fire as fast, it deals more damage. So it's kind of like a trade-off. Would you rather fire faster but deal less damage per shot, or would you rather deal more damage but not be able to fire as fast? So it's kind of like a trade-off you need to kind of come to terms with when you're deciding between the Luger and the Walther. A little bit of background information as pertains to commentaries about the Walther. The Walther, it does cost 600 GP a day, but because we all know what happened at one-day sales, it does cost 2,940 GP a week. I believe that's the same price tag as the Luger, so they are kind of, you know, you have to choose between which one you want, because, you know, they both cost the same anyway. And it is unlocked at Second Lieutenant 1, so this is, I believe, one rank higher than the Luger. Well, why that is, I'm not too sure, but whatever, Nexon can do what it wants. So yeah, moving on to his statistics, the Walther P38 deals 30 damage. Now, this is technically very weak for a pistol. In fact, it's one of the weakest pistols. I believe the only weaker pistol than that is the M92FS, which is your default pistol, if you guys didn't know that. But yeah, just one thing about the damage though, I don't think it's that weak at 30. It's a lot. My point is, it's just a lot stronger than that. I believe Combat Arms got the damage statistic really screwed up on the Walther P38. It's a lot more powerful than what they say it to be. I mean, granted, it's not as powerful as a Luger, because a Luger deals like straight up 36 damage, but it's definitely not as low as 30. I think it's more like maybe 33 or maybe even 34, but it's definitely not as weak as 30, because that's going to be like, you're going to be dealing with Uzi damage. But the Uzi, I know for a fact that the Uzi, you need to put a lot of bullets into people if you want to kill them. So yeah, the damage is kind of misleading. It's more powerful than that, but it's definitely not as powerful as the Luger. As for damage drop-off, or its damage profile over range, the Walther is remarkably similar to the Luger in that they both have a very consistent damage drop-off. So as long as you are within effective pistol range, the Walther P38 will deal consistent damage over that range. So there you go. That's a nice touch. Moving on to portability. Portability is high, as you might expect of a pistol, at 90. So if you got any time to you need to run, then just pull out the Walther and just run with it. It's a very fast pistol. The rate of fire is clocked at 48, and the Walther P38 is like the G23 and the other spammable pistols, like the K5 and whatnot, in that it's kind of I like to call them the fire as fast as you can click pistol, because pretty much you can fire as fast as you can click with the Walther. It's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes people don't understand that. So yeah, fire as fast as you can click, and all that should be fine and dandy. For accuracy, the accuracy is, I believe, the same as the Luger's at 61, so I would say that they have a pretty similar accuracy rating. I typically think that the Luger is more accurate in terms of where its bullets will go, in terms of predictability, than the Walther, but it's not by too much, so yeah. And the recoil is at a 57 for the Walther. I'm not too sure what it is for Luger, but I believe they could be very similar. I'm not too sure what the Luger's recoil is off the top of my head, but they should be pretty similar. So it doesn't really matter at that point. I mean, the Walther P38, even though it does have a very high rate of fire, it's not like the G23 where if you get to a point where you fire so fast that the recoil actually kind of, you know, screws up your aim slightly, the Walther isn't like that. Even if you fire as fast as you can, the recoil will actually keep pretty stable and steady, just like the Lugers. So in that sense, it's actually very good. Part of the reason for that could be because of the fact that it only has 8 rounds. So once you use up all 8 rounds, the gun actually has a chance to, you know, have its recoil resettle back to where it was originally instead of the G20. Unlike the G23, where it has 15 rounds, so it has a longer time for the gun's recoil to get out of control. Before actually, one thing I want to mention about the gameplay itself is that I couldn't find any pistol holding rooms for the gameplay, so that's why you see me running around in one-man army, junk fleet, whatever I'm doing in the video, pistoling people to death. So that kind of explains that. The Tapfire ability, I mean, it's a pistol. I don't think I need to explain that. Actually, I didn't talk about the recoil controllability. The overall recoil controllability on the Walther P38 is relatively easy. It's just like the Luger, so you don't really need to worry about you know, how to control the recoil. I mean, there pretty much is none on the Walther P38 or the Luger. Just as long as your aim is true, all you need to worry about is getting your shots on target. Moving on to the sprint drawback. As does the Walther have the same sprint stamina, or not sprint stamina, sprint animation as the Luger? I'm not too sure, I forget, but I feel like it does. So I believe the animation. So basically, I think the only other difference that the Walther has from the Luger is that its reload animation is slightly different. So I suppose that's the only difference anyway. Center speed and reload speed, they're all pretty much the same, and so is the draw speed. I think the only difference here is that the reload animation is just a little bit different from the Walther. Not a very huge difference. Fire modes. Walther can only fire in one mode, and that is semi-automatic. So you have to fire. You have to click once to fire one shot. As for its luck, I feel like the Luger's luck is higher than the Walther's, but then again, I haven't had as many chances to fire at people at long range with the Walther, where, you know, that's typically easier for me anyway to get random lottos. So I'm gonna say for now that the Luger has a higher chance to get headshots, but then again, the Walther might just have a higher rating just because of the fact that you can fire faster with it. So I don't know. Moving on to the ammo capacity. The ammo capacity on the Walther P38 is just like the Luger's in that they both have 8 rounds per magazine, but a huge 40 rounds ammo stock in reserve. So both of them have very large ammo capacities in terms of overall ammo. Nearly 50 bullets. That's nearly unheard of. So yeah, there you go. Moving on to the muzzle noise. The muzzle noise on the Walther P38. I know for a fact that the Luger and the Walther actually have different muzzle noises, but I can't really describe them to you because it's been some time since I got this Walther gameplay. So yeah, just listen to the gameplay, I suppose, to hear what it sounds like. You can't really attach suppressors onto the Walther anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Moving on to whether the attachment options. Or actually, I didn't talk about the key physical characteristics. I mean, to be honest, there's really nothing to talk about. I mean, it looks like an old antique pistol, so yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, you could say that it kind of looks like a Luger, because, you know, they both look really old-fashioned and whatnot, but you can definitely tell that there are differences, so there you go. Not going to dwell on that any further. Fire team worthy, or actually the attachment options. You can't really attach anything, so screw that. Moving on. Fire team worthy, I suppose. I mean, it's got a huge ammo stock, but overall, I would say the Luger is your better bet because of the fact that it's more powerful. And I mean, again, zombies and human NPCs, usually rate of fire isn't really that important unless you really need that rate of fire for whatever reason. So I would say that the Luger is better than the Walther in fire team cases. So there you go. As for quarantine worthy, yeah, I suppose it's got a lot of ammo. And the Walther has faster rate of fire, so if you need to pull off more shots more quickly, then it's more advantageous than the Luger, which, you know, doesn't have as fast a rate of fire as the Walther does. So it's got huge ammo. It's got a lot of ammo, so that means you can, you know, ward off zombies while you're free running or something like that. It's got a lot of portability, so you can definitely run very fast while you have it out. And yeah, that's. I think it's pretty good for quarantine, but I mean, I'm not an avid quarantine player, so I could never tell you guys straight up. Moving on to the my frank personal opinion. So the Walther P38, it's pretty much either the Walther P38 or the Luger. It's one of the two, in my honest opinion. And I mean, really, it's really up to you guys, because I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, it's either you like the Luger or you like the Walther. Personally speaking, I like both because the Luger is more powerful, and well, because of his decreased rate of fire compared to the what is it again, the Walther. I think that's what I compared it to. I mean, the Luger is more powerful, but at the same time, the Walther fires faster, and you know, sometimes you just need that faster rate of fire over sheer damage. I don't know. Maybe you guys could maybe you guys prefer higher rate of fire over higher damage. That's your call. So if you guys are one of those people who prefers higher rate of fire, then the Walther's for you. If you guys like more damage, then the Luger's for you. So yeah, other than that, the Walther and the Luger are very similar. Excuse me. They're very similar in terms of ammo capacity, basically portability and yeah, all that other stuff. So basically, the only two differences, other than the fact that the Walther is one rank higher in terms of requirement, only difference is that one's more powerful and fires less, or fires slower, and one's weaker but fires faster. So there you go. Anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. The Walther is an excellent pistol. I definitely do highly recommend it. Highly recommend that you guys try it out. If you guys don't like the Luger, then maybe you guys will like the Walther. I don't know. It's just, you know, sometimes in combat arms especially, it's all about the feel. If you guys don't like the way a gun feels, then probably you won't be able to do well with it, unless you're one of those people who, like, you know, just go around not caring about what gun they have and still kicks ass with it. So anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Do make sure to try out the Walther. It is a very good pistol, just like the Luger before it. And yeah, have a good day, guys. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the outro. I made it myself.
What the